Cowgirl meets Yankee time.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. We've spent a ton of time together.
We have.
Actually, no, we haven't. I just lied. Bold-faced. That's right.
Because I did go on that trip.
Yeah, you abandoned me.
I know.
I was so lost without you.
Trust me, it felt like forever, too.
Yeah, I was like, wow, long-distance relationships will kill you.
It hurts.
It hurt.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just got back from St. Louis.
How was it?
So we spun a wheel. Basically, we didn't know where we were going.
We can't ostracize our St. Louis viewers, by the way.
Okay, well, God bless y'all for living there. But not me. Not me.
I really love St. Louis.
I mean, we did all the touristy things, you know, we went to see the arch.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to go in the tram, like inside.
Yeah.
Because I'm, you know, claustrophobic.
Right.
And so I sat in the little thing because they had a mock one where you just try it out. And so I sat in there. I was like, yeah, there's going to be 5 people in this little bitty dome. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But I was going to if Nick wanted to, but he was like, no, you know, it's not really that.
Yeah. I went a few times and I never went in the arch.
I don't think that I'm really missing out. Like, I probably would have had a panic attack.
Yeah. I don't think that needs to happen. That kind of puts
a downer
damper
on the trip.
Vacation. Exactly.
Yes. I went to my first Major League Baseball game.
Very fun. How'd you like it?
I liked it a lot, but it was just the heat. Like, there's been a huge heat wave over the entire United States, I guess.
Right. I say it as I'm wearing a denim jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
My bad.
It's chilly in here.
Yeah. On purpose.
On purpose. But, yeah, so it was fun, I guess. Like, at the end, it kind of was like, okay, I'm dying. Like, it's hot, and I just want to go in the cool hotel room or something. I don't know. Like,
just like time to re-enter the great indoors.
Yeah. So Cardinals won, which was cool.
All right, let's go.
And then on the way back to the car, I almost like passed out. The heat was so bad, and you know me, I just don't drink water like I should.
You should drink more water.
I should. But overall, like, we went to Six Flags too. That was really fun. I
love Six Flags.
I love roller coasters. I love rides. But it was a really good time. And then it was like during the day. So, I mean, parents were working. So it was like we got on rides really quick. We didn't have to wait. People like that were paying for fast passes, we showed up the same time they did. Like, it was nice. Like, yeah, it was like, I'm glad I didn't spend the extra money for those.
Right. Yeah.
But it was a good time, you know. We just kind of spun that wheel, and I was hoping for Southeast because I wanted a beach, but we ended up Northwest.
Yeah.
And
which Alexandra pointed out there are beaches there.
But I didn't see any.
Super Northwest.
Yeah.
I guess you guys didn't want to go that far west.
Well, one of the places, it was like some type of beach, and it looked really cool, but it was another hour and a half away. I was like, dude, we're just staying in the city. Yeah. So we stayed in the city for 2 days, and then we went outside the city where it was like the nicer area because we did almost get mugged. That was a fun experience.
What?
Yeah, so I was like, why are we paying $45 for parking when we can pay $10 and just walk a little bit throughout the town?
Okay, valid question.
I mean, so we did that.
Fiscally responsible queen.
Yeah, and it was, exactly, and it was in the broad daylight.
Right.
And there's this guy, he walks past me, and I'm kind of sketched out anyway. Like, I'm always, you know, paying attention. And so I move over, and my bag gets caught on the chair. And I'm like, okay, hurry up. So we're walking. I got my bag loose. We're walking, and I feel someone behind me, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. And then we look. Nick looks in the window beside us. Because, like, it's like a mirror, right? Mm-hmm. And there's this guy, like, coming up to me full force. Like, he's like, sprinting over to me. Well, he had, like, he had, like, something in his hand. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, he's about to taste me. Like,
I was going to say, you held up this. And I was like, did he even tase her?
No, it was, like, a vape and, like, a wad of cash. But he was, like, he came up to me.
A crazy thing to just be holding on the streets of St. Louis.
Yeah, and he, like, went up to me. And Nick goes, whoa, hey, buddy. He goes, hey, buddy. No. We don't want that. no. And he's like, Nick's pulling me away. And he's like, got his hand out to the guy.
Nick is so calm in those situations.
He was like,
he's always just like, no thanks.
Yeah, that's what he did. He goes, no, we're good. Thank you.
So polite.
He's so nice. He's so non-confrontational.
He's a good man. He's a good man, Savannah.
He's a good man.
He's a good man, Savannah.
But he's like, hey there, buddy. What's going on? No. Like, the widest thing you could say.
That's how I am, too. Like, when I feel endangered, for some reason, there's no part of me that's like, you should run.
Well, I was
Mine
just
is
like,
be so nice to this person that's definitely a threat to your very existence.
Like, I mean, I just looked around, I was like, and I didn't say a word to him, I just kind of scooted away, but, yeah, so that was fun.
I had a man follow me out to my car once in Nashville to, like, ask me on a date, and I feel like I should have been way more, like, I was scared, but I was just like, oh, no, thank you. And it's just like, whenever things like that happen to me, I just like don't, like, I can't not be nice to strangers. Well, I can be mean to my friends. Yeah. I can't not be nice to people I don't know.
Well, then in my head, I'm like, oh, I could have just, bam, threw an elbow back. And Nick's like, I thought you were tough, Rebecca. I'm like, not here. Not here.
Like, I'm just a girl.
Here. I'm not tough here. This city's like, too much for me.
We're outside of my domain.
Yeah. Like, I can be tough in Tennessee, but nowhere else. Nowhere else. Like, I'm just a baby. Like, I can't.
Yeah. I'm honestly the opposite. Like, I'm really nice down here, but, like, I feel like I can be really assertive in New York.
Well, you're from there, and, like, it's, like, that's what you grew up with, no?
Yeah, I guess so, but, like, also I feel like I'm so far removed sometimes from that culture because, like, I've been here my adult life, I guess.
Right.
But it still lives in me because it comes out. But
that
usually only when I'm home.
Yeah.
Or, like, I won't get, like, mad and defend myself, but, like, if someone comes for, like, my friend,
that's me, to a T.
Go to war.
To a T. There were, and I'm sure I've told you this story before, but, I was at, like, a party with one of my friends, and I saw, like, a group of girls talking about her, like, just in, like, she's right here, and they're talking, like, whispering. So I go to him, I'm like, do we have a problem? Like, I was ready to take all three of these girls if I had to.
Right.
But if it was me, and if somebody was, like, talking about me, I'd just be like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
Any of my friends, ride or die, I'm there.
Yeah, I get that. So, you brought tater candy?
I brought tater candy.
Can you tell us what this is? I'm still a little unclear on what this is.
So this is 3 ingredients.
Okay.
This is, I'll put it down here. It is a boiled potato.
Billy's intrigued.
Yeah, she wants to see it. She knows. It's a boiled potato.
A boiled potato.
First of all. And I mash it up.
Hot start. Boiled potato.
Yep, mash it up. Put powdered sugar in it until it becomes like a dough. So it's mainly powdered sugar. And then I roll it out. And I put peanut butter on it and roll it up. And slice it up.
Is this a family recipe? Or like do people eat it in the South besides your family?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've introduced it to Nick and like he never heard of it. So it could just be like my family. I don't know, but
go out on a limb and say that this is an original Bekkah's family creation.
No way.
Yes,
no way.
I think so.
Because I saw another recipe on Pinterest. So like other people have to eat it. Tater candy. Where is potato candy popular? And of course, my internet is slow. Oh, it's among the Irish of Appalachia. 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 I don't know.
So that starts in Tennessee and goes up to, like, towards me, honestly.
So then,
I think, anyway. Right?
I
think I don't even know what states that goes through, to be honest. But I believe the Smoky Mountain Range is like part of that, I think.
It is a real thing. It's from the 1930s.
1930s. So, as I said in a previous episode, that tracks. That's some 1920s nonsense.
Yeah.
For my exact words.
So last time was the 1920s. Now we've
the
developed
30s.
to the 30s.
I love it. We're moving forward through time.
It is very rich.
It
so
almost
that's
looks like sushi.
Kinda. I will say I had to make my own powdered sugar so it might be a little gritty. Okay. But yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
It's normally not this gritty.
That's good though. I'd be curious to know how it tastes with things besides peanut butter. Do you ever put anything else in it besides the peanut butter?
Like Nutella or something?
Or like a jam or yeah.
But yeah.
That's good. Like, I don't even know how to describe it.
It's like,
It doesn't taste like mashed potatoes.
No.
At all.
No. It's just really sweet.
It doesn't have the consistency of fudge, but in a way it kind of does. In a way that, like, fudge is just, like, hardened sugar. That's good.
You like them?
I did like that.
Good. Yeah, it's so, easy to make, obviously. And if you actually have enough powdered sugar and not having to literally grind up granulated sugar.
You did that for me?
I did.
That's so sweet.
I did.
That's so sweet.
And I was like, I don't know if this is working. And then I kind of got, like, irritated with it. So that's why it's kind of still gritty.
No, I think it tastes good. I didn't think it tasted gritty at all.
Good.
I think you nailed it.
Perfect. I'll just have them right here and you can just keep them out there.
Love a good tater candy. Changed my life.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I started eating sunflower seeds. I brought a bag to work. And everyone wanted some. And I was just, like, eating them at my desk. And my coworker goes, Janet, what happened to you? It's like, Bekkah happened to me.
It's me. I'm the problem.
I eat sunflower seeds now. I eat peanuts now. I've been thinking about putting them back in a Coke. I'm a changed woman.
Good. It's good.
I'm a changed woman.
It's good. Yeah. Now you're just going to start making tater candy.
Now I'm going to, yeah.
Wait till...
don't buy mashed potatoes, like, ever.
Oh, no, I made this mashed potato for you.
Oh, you mashed this potato. You mashed this potato. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into this tater candy.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is homemade for real.
Wow. I'm honored. And your brother brought me a cucumber last night at Chili's.
He did, and made you take a bite of it?
In the middle of the parking lot. And then, so I came home, and I was like... Well, I asked him in the parking lot, I was like, do you have a bag? I could, like, put this in? He's like, no.
You just...
I was like, okay. And so, I'm carrying around this cucumber that I had taken a bite out of in the Chili's parking lot. And a big
bite. Like,
because
he
I tried to nibble, and he goes, no, bigger bite. I was like, okay. So I take this big bite, and I'm walking around with this half-eaten cucumber, and I'm also, like, videoing myself carrying the cucumber into my apartment, and of course... I never run into anyone while I'm outside. I run into every neighbor I have. Like, I pass by every neighbor.
So not only are you carrying this pickle, you're also talking to yourself.
I'm also talking to myself. I looked like I escaped from somewhere.
A psych ward.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes the way that I behave in public, like, people are going to raise them. So, like, I had to put this jacket on today.
Yeah.
Because I have... the gnarliest bruise on my bicep. It looks like I was the victim of a violent crime. Because I tried to put, like, this really heavy piece of equipment on the top shelf in our work warehouse. And I had my coworker, Jeffrey, behind me. Who might be listening.
What did Jeffrey do it?
No, listen, Jeffrey was helping.
Okay.
Justice for Jeffrey.
Okay, justice for Jeffrey.
Don't come at Jeffrey like that.
Sorry,
Jeffrey's a girly.
Sorry.
You would love Jeffrey. You guys have to meet. But Jeffrey, I think, he did listen. He might still be listening. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hey, Jeffrey.
But Jeffrey's behind me, and he's like, Jan. He's like, stop trying to put that up there. And, of course, I'm me, so I'm not listening.
You're not going to listen.
Exactly.
No, of course not.
So I'm putting it up there. It falls. It hits my head. And then it hits my arm. I wobble, and I start to, like, fall backwards. Jeffrey's, like, holding me up. So calm. Just, like, saved my life.
Bless.
But now my arm is green. From the bruising.
At least you don't have, like, a big old knot on your
big
head.
old welt on my head.
Yeah.
My head's seen enough trauma in its life.
You can take it.
I fainted on my 9th birthday and, like, hit my head on the corner of the counter. And then when I was in 4th grade, this girl, like, we were in our enrichment garden, which I've previously mentioned, fascinating enough. Okay. What a niche part of my childhood.
It is.
She took this giant stone and she claimed she was trying to throw it through the fence, but she just nailed me in the head.
The same way that I accidentally stepped on that girl's hand.
Exactly. Exactly.
She's just like me for real.
But the thing is, if I had turned my head slightly to the side, this was a big enough rock that, like, that would have hit my temple and probably killed me. Oh my I was, like, 10 years old. And this rock was, like, big. It was big. And I remember, like, I tattled.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, she said she didn't mean to do it. And I was like...
She almost killed me.
My school district loved to do that to me. Like, I'd be like, hey, I'm experiencing these horrific things at the hands of other students. And they're like...
They probably didn't
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for the support.
So yeah, the noggin has seen some things. For sure.
Oh, sorry. So has
Billy's noggin. Poor Billy.
I'm sorry, Billy. She wanted to get up here
she
so
just wants
bad.
tater candy.
She does.
She just wants to be all up in our business.
She just
I love
pretends
her so
that she
much.
loves me.
I love Billy.
For what I can offer her. Moving on. Aside from our head trauma, we asked some of our viewers to give us questions.
Please stop sniffing the microphone.
Billy.
It was like, I have some questions.
I have some questions to ask. So yeah, we asked some of our viewers to ask us questions, and I think we've got like a pretty good amount like that we can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do we want to start?
Let's start with the ones that aren't Alexandria's.
Oh, okay, beautiful. She asked us a lot.
She asked us so many, and I don't have answers to a few of them.
I know. Some of them I might have to think on.
Yeah. But we
and
can
she
start
definitely
there.
gave us enough time. That's the sad part.
I know, but we were napping.
We were. I had to take a nap. I know Sydney asked us a question. She asked, what is our funniest memory that we have? And she was hoping you'd talk about the potato story again. Of where I cooked a potato.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Well, I already talked about that on the podcast.
She just loves it so much, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's either that time I was over your house, I was sleeping over your house, and you were like, are you hungry? And I was like, yeah, I hadn't eaten all day.
And I'm an ingredient household, just for starters.
For sure. For sure. If you want a snack at Bekkah's house, you're having a meal or you're having 3 chocolate chips and a peanut.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm hungry. And you're like, okay, great. And you took these potatoes out. And I was like, okay. She's like, I'm going to make baked potatoes. I was like, great. And then she pulled out 2 plastic bags from the grocery store. And then put the potato inside. And I was like, this is fascinating. Is she going to put the other ingredients in here and then shake it? But no, the answer is much more horrific. She put it in...
I put some water in it.
You put some water in it, and then you stuck it in the microwave.
Yep. For 15 minutes.
For 15 minutes. And, funny enough, it worked. Was it questionable health-wise? For sure. But it tasted fine. Yeah. And then, a week and a half later, actually, I never told you this. My brother wanted a baked potato, and my mom was making the baked potato for him, and he was making it, and he was like, how long do I put this in for? And she gave him some, like, ridiculous amount of time. Like, just so long to be microwaving a potato. And my brother's like, are you sure? That feels like a long time. And my mom was like, no, like, trust. And the potato, like, basically caught on fire. And I was like, well, if you had just called me, I would tell you about this amazing trick I just learned of putting water in a grocery bag for the potato and then microwaving it. Like, you should have just called me.
That's wild.
It was just crazy that, like,
What
it happened, like, a week apart from each other. My family does not eat potatoes like that. We're not really a potato family like that. We're a frozen French fry family.
I love that so much.
It was so insane.
That's so wild. That's so wild.
Or,
together, I remember we had won a bunch of ducks from a claw machine.
yeah, like, so many. It was a free claw machine. So, like, you could just play without end. Like, you didn't have to pay at all. You just, like, infinitely collect
the ducks. So we were like, who at church owns a Jeep
that we can, like, put
these ducks on? We were like, Isaac. And so we're over there, like, putting ducks on the Jeep, and we think we're so funny.
In my defense, like, there's so many people in our, like, age group that have a Jeep there. And so I saw one that I recognized, and I was like, I think this is Isaac's.
Yeah.
It was... I thought it was Isaac's.
So we're putting them on there,
the ducks
and
on.
we're, like, laughing, and obviously people are walking by.
The most harmless prank in the world. We're like, we're gonna get him, as if, like,
so good.
Like, we're just putting rubber ducks on his car.
Turns out it was his beautiful fiance, Gabby.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
So...
Whose was it? I thought it was Gabby's.
It wasn't Gabby's. So we were putting them on the Jeep, and I was like, whose Jeep is this? And I was like, is this Isaac's Jeep? Someone was walking by us. And they were like, no, Isaac drives a Tesla now. Yeah. And I was like, okay, fancy pants.
Okay.
Love you. Love you, brother.
Respect.
And so I was like, oh, this must be Gabby's.
Right.
Because Gabby...
That's what I thought, too.
But I don't think Gabby ever drove a Jeep. I later found out. I think in my head I hallucinated that.
Whose was it?
Well, funny you say that. So I came into the coffee house the next day, and I was like, hey, Gabby, did you like the ducks on your car? And she goes, what are you talking about? And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, there were no, like, ducks on my car. I was like, no, Bekkah and I left them on your Jeep for you.
We did.
And she was like, I don't drive a Jeep. I think I had seen her driving Isaac's Jeep before, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And I assumed. Yeah. But she was like, yeah, that wasn't mine. And so I'm describing the Jeep to her, and she goes, no, that's Lexi's Jeep. Which was so much better. I, like, just because Lexi can be, like, so easily startled, she's so sweet. Her and Gabby both such angels. And so we put them on Lexi's car.
She probably was like, what?
Well, I texted her, and I was like, hey, how do you like the ducks on your car? And she was like, oh my gosh, Janet. She's like, I came back. Hi, Billy. She's like, I came back.
Human trafficked or something?
Well, she was on a date with John, and they had came back to the church. And she goes, there were ducks all over my Jeep, and coyotes were howling, and it was so dark outside. She was like, it was so ominous and so scary. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And then it turns out that, like, I don't think she likes those very much. Like, she does not like receiving them very much. It was just so funny. It was so funny.
That just made the story 10 times better.
I just feel like you didn't know that. So this whole time you were like, yeah, we put them on Gabby's Jeep.
It was Gabby's Jeep.
No, Gabby does not own a Jeep.
Oh. Wow. That's good. That's golden.
Lexi, listen. I love you, Lexi.
I love you, Lexi. So sorry. We thought you were getting kidnapped.
Man, that's so funny.
Wow.
I'm glad you brought up that story. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Wow.
Oof.
The only other times I really think of that, like, make me crack up laughing, which is not going to sound as funny as if you were there in the moment, but I remember when we were at a grow night and you were talking about my driving, and you were like, yeah, Bekkah's just driving down the road, and then you just see her veer off.
I almost, like, I first of all, you shouldn't even be talking about this because the police should be after you. The way that you drive is concerning to the safety of the general public.
It kind of scares me.
And that's coming from me, who's notorious. First of all, I don't know what it is. When I get behind the wheel and someone else is in my car, it's like I've never driven a day in my life. But I'm not like that when I'm alone, I swear. But, like, something about having another person in the car with me, we're almost getting into 3 car accidents before we get to our secondary location. But, yeah, your driving is questionable.
You know, to get my license, I just had to drive around a square. I'm so
Pardon
serious.
me?
Yeah, in Tennessee, like, when you get your driver's license, you literally just go around, like, a block, basically, and then you can just show that you can back up and park a car. That's it.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. I'm so for real. It's so easy. You just have to make sure that you put your turn signal on and stop at red lights and stop signs.
The way that makes so much sense, based on my experience with other drivers here.
That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Ours was not like that.
We
drove through, like, a whole area, kind of. So, like, you were making right turns and left turns, and then you had to parallel park, and then you had to imaginary parallel park, and then you had to regular park. And
no, ours is nothing like that. I don't know how to parallel park.
Yeah.
I just pray and hope that there's not a car in front of me so I can just pull in all the way.
Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I can parallel park. I try to avoid it.
Yeah.
At all costs, but...
Yeah.
It is a useful skill, especially because so many people are moving here.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to do it more and more. But...
That's crazy. Yeah, we don't have to do
Yeah, that is like crazy.
That. Yeah. Yeah. For real.
Ugh.
Yeah, you just have to make sure you're on the speed limit and stop at the stop signs. Put your blinkers on.
They still don't do that sometimes.
True. That was one thing in St. Louis. Nick was stopping at a stop sign, and they just, like, went around him and just blew through it. Like, no one there just follows traffic laws at all.
They said no cop, no stop.
That's right. And then, like, gonna create accidents
terrifying.
just doing it. It was scary.
Meanwhile, in small town Tennessee, I stopped at a stop sign and then still got in my friend's neighborhood. I was in a subdivision and I got pulled over. And they were like, why did you stop at the stop sign? I was like, I
definitely did.
But I get it. They were just doing their job.
Yeah, yeah. Support the troops. That's not the right thing.
Bekkah said, I love the police. God bless our troops. That's so God bless our troops of you, Bekkah.
July 4th is my favorite holiday.
Bekkah said, oorah. Oh.
Wow. I'm really getting in it already. Oh, Lordy. So another question.
Moving on.
Moving on was a question from Lauren. And she asked if there was any advice that we could give to our younger selves, what would it be?
Yeah. So I thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
Do it scared.
Ooh, yeah.
I spent so long not doing things that I wanted to do out of fear of, like, what other people were going to think and things like that, only to grow up and be like, who cares? The people who criticize you have nothing else going on.
No.
Those are the people, like, first of all, it takes no bravery to be critical.
Right.
it is so easy to be critical.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And people who are successful have critics. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's going to be scary to delve into something new, something you've never done before, some kind of dream that you have. But I think that means that, like, you're headed in the right direction. Yeah. And I look back and I regret all of the years that I spent not doing what I wanted to do because I was afraid.
Yeah.
Because it's scary to put yourself out there. Like, even starting this podcast, I was, like, nervous. I was like, what are people going to think? Right. And I was like, this is scary. But, you know, people say, I've heard this, do it scared.
Yeah, that's good.
Do it scared.
That's good.
And it just, like, it makes all the difference. Because you're constantly being like, why would anyone pay attention to me? Why would anyone want to hear what I have to say? But my dad always told me growing up, he's like, no, don't think of it like that. Think, why not me?
Right, yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I would definitely, like, say, I was thinking about it, too, and, like, similar to that, too. But another thing, which I'm the oldest of, like, all my brothers, you know that, right? Only girl. So my biggest thing was, like, I felt a lot of pressure of doing everything right and just wanting to make everyone proud. But the main thing is, like, I just wish that I would have made myself proud. Like, doing things, I know, it's really sad, isn't it? That's kind of heartbreaking. It's a little heartbreaking. But, like, no, I mean, like, doing things for yourself and feeling pride in yourself because you accomplished it, not trying to make everyone else happy.
Yeah.
So, and that's something that, like, I still struggle with sometimes, you know, because it's like...
That's a hard thing to unlearn.
Yeah, and I mean, you're taking care of everyone else. It's hard, but you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And so every accomplishment that I have, like, you know, thanks to God and everything else, but I'm proud of myself for all the things that I've accomplished.
Yeah.
And, like, I put myself through school. You know what I mean? Like, all the things. Yeah, so just being proud of yourself, taking care of yourself, take care of others for sure. Like, always lend a hand when you can, but, like, don't forget to, like, water yourself too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. And I feel like your life reflects that. Like, I don't know, you're just so resilient. And, like...
That too.
Wait,
Have
you do?
Seen that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I can show you. It's okay. It's on my side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it says
it does say resilient. I've never seen that.
It's my first tattoo.
I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah.
But, no, you are resilient. You make the best out of a bad situation. And, like, you never give up. And not a lot of people can say that. Yeah. It's easy to face adversity and then give up, and you never do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love you.
I love you. Oh.
That's so cute.
Oh.
Sweet. We probably should dive into some of Alexandra's questions, too, before we hit some other ones, you know.
Yeah. Let me grab a little
tater candy. Ooh. This one's one that's really good. What's a Bible verse that changed your perspective? So mine is Proverbs 16:1. I was just, like, reading the word one day, and this one came across, and it says, we can make our own plans, but the Lord gives the right answer. Dude. Oh. Shook me to the core. Because, like, you know, I mean, we want to plan our lives out, right? But God will he won't give you a life for your plan. Like, he has his purpose. He's got a plan made for you. You just have to follow those steps. Yeah. In that right direction. And, dude, it hit me. Because I'm like, man, like, there's so many things that I was like, in my youth even, like, if I had just given it to God, how much easier would my life have been?
Oh, my goodness. I think about that all the time. Yeah. It's like how much grief I would have saved myself if I had just been following God.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. Insane. I know, like, we probably talked about it before in our podcast too, but, like, dating was a big one for me too. Yep. Because I'm like, oh God, like, you can have this part of my life, this part of my life, this part of my life, but, like, I want this part of my life. Because, you know, you want whatever's fun and exciting at the moment, and not necessarily something that's really good for you. Yeah. And that'll help you grow, like, in the right direction. So, yeah. Right.
But when you end up in that equally yoked, like, relationship, it is so fun and exciting.
So good, yeah.
Because
so
it's easy.
Right.
And it's you can have both.
Right.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Right.
And God knows that.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes us a while to get there.
That. Yeah.
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 For sure. I like that one a lot.
Changed my life. I was literally like, wow.
That's a really good one. So, I had to look mine up. But this was something that one of our leaders at church shared with us on our team. And it's Matthew 5:14 through 16.
Okay.
Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
I love that.
And it's almost like, of course, you should be going out and confessing your faith and spreading the gospel and things like that. But also the idea that by living out God's word and exemplifying love and compassion and the fruits of the Spirit, you are glorifying him in that way.
Yeah.
And sometimes glorifying God isn't so cut and dry and outspoken and it like explicitly stated. Sometimes it's just in the way you live your life through the small things.
Oh yeah. I remember there was a girl in high school, sweetest girl ever. She was unashamed about her faith. Like, she was literally such a genuine girl. I was having a really, really rough day one time, and I was in the parking lot about to go into school. And we barely talked, like, only in passing, kind of. But she stopped me, and she's like, hey, Rebecca, like, are you okay? And, like, just, like, reaching out like that, which, I mean, you know, I just told her, I was like, oh, yeah, like, I'm good. She was like, okay, well, like, have a good day. Just such a sweet, genuine soul. And she didn't know how much that meant to me, which I wrote it in her yearbook at the end of the
good. I'm glad.
Year. Yeah. And I told her. But, I mean, whenever she, like, asked me, I literally just bawled. Like, when I got away from her. But I was just like, any moment like that, even something she probably didn't blink an eye towards it. But, like, I needed that. So, like, just even being a light in that manner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And God probably knew that you needed that and sent that person to, you know, talk to you. And isn't it amazing that, like, because I have these moments too. I would think we all have them where, like, someone said something or did something small that just completely changed, like, our whole day or that we, like, think about for the rest of our lives, and they have no idea.
No idea.
Like, I remember I was getting bullied really bad growing up, and, I was isolating a lot, and I was probably about, like, 10 years old, and I would go to CCD, which is, like, Catholic Sunday school, kind of, but it happened, like, during the week, so you'd go on, like, a Tuesday night, and I, like, just kind of felt, like, out of place, and a lot of those feelings from being bullied were, like, carrying on kind of thing, and I guess my CCD teacher had a son who was maybe, like, 4 years older than us. But at that age, that's, like, astronomical, right? You're like, this person is so old.
So old.
But he was just, like, a teenager. And I guess he noticed that I was just, like, by myself a lot. And I was, really going through it, just, like, silently. And I remember, like, dreading going to CCD. And he would always just, like, check in and, like, make sure I was okay. And then, like, he would, like, try and make me laugh. And I still think about him all the time because I'm like, that made such an impact on me during that time in my life, because at a time when I felt like no one cared.
Right.
Like, this person I barely knew cared. This person, like, saw me, right? And I, like, know that was God kind of sending someone my way. Yeah. And they have no idea. Yeah. They have no idea that, like, that made such an impact on me during my childhood. They have no idea.
So cool. It really is.
And, like, you were probably that person for someone else. Yeah. And you have no idea.
No idea. It's pretty cool to think about, too. Yeah. It's wild.
Life's so beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
Life's so beautiful, man.
It really is. There's so many cool, like, anything that feels like a coincidence, like, it's all a part of the plan. Like, everything is so calculated.
Mm-hmm. And even the stuff that's bad, God takes it and turns it for good.
For good, yeah.
Every time.
Every time. So good. Let's see. This one was one that I was actually kind of excited about. Out of everyone in the Bible, who do you feel would make the best stand-up comedian? I'm gonna say Peter for sure. Because he's kind of like a little bit of a smart aleck, to be honest. Like, I love him. He's my fave.
I would say Paul.
Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He be writing those letters.
True.
He's got opinions, and I want to hear them. I feel like he goes through daily life, and he's taking note of things. Yep. I'd love to hear him do a set.
That's good. Let's see. What song is carrying you through your life right now?
I know the answer, and you know the answer for me.
Yeah.
It's Who's Afraid of Little Old Me by Taylor Swift. Because that whole song is kind of about, like, you know, I've been a people pleaser, like, my whole life, and just getting to the point where you're like, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, you think you can walk all over me. You can't. You can't.
No.
I won't allow it.
Yeah.
And, like, you may think I'll amount to nothing, but, like, joke's on you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just because that resonates so deeply. And so I listen to Who's Afraid of Little Me, and I'm like, yeah, I could be president right now. I'm like, I could do anything I wanted to.
President 2024.
Don't vote for me. I have no good plans.
I'll vote for her. I voted for Kanye in 2020.
She did do that.
I did do that.
I can't believe you did that.
I'd do it again.
Mm.
Mine.
The Swiftie in me says no.
Sorry, I know. Sorry.
It's okay.
Mine is, of course, Megan Maroney. So, she has her Taylor Swift. I have my Megan Maroney. Mine is Man on the Moon.
Oh, that song's so good.
Put him on the moon, man.
But also, you're in, like, a happy relationship. You're like, let's put another man on the moon. Let's put another
man on the moon.
Bekkah, you're happily in love.
Hey, you know what? This woman got me through my worst breakup ever. I'm excited for her new album on July 12th, sorry. It's Am I Okay? So I think, like, we've already cried, and now we're, like, doing better.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
My friends in the happiest relationships listen to the saddest
stuff.
My friend has, like, the most beautiful marriage I've ever witnessed in my life, Laura.
Yeah.
And we'll be in the car, and she'll play, like, the most heart-wrenching... I'm like, can we not? Like, we'll be on our way to, like, a painting event, and she's like, do y'all want to listen to Evanescence?
Let's cry a little bit.
No, babe, I don't. I mean, she's got great taste. The songs are really good, but it's like, man, I'm like, where's
this coming from?
Like, can someone put on Jordan Belfort?
Play the spins.
Yeah, no, literally.
That's, like, such a go-to happy song for me.
Yeah, I like the Spins. I've always really liked Mac Miller, and I'm glad he's kind of getting his flowers. So,
let me tell you, this actually breaks my heart. I didn't really listen to Mac Miller till after he passed away. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, I missed out. For real.
Honestly, like, I was so upset when he passed away, and I still get really upset every year when it's, like, his birthday. It is really sad. Just because, like... He was just, like, such a fun and, like, positive person. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you don't get that a ton in hip-hop. Yeah. Like, it can feel, like, very serious just due to, like, backstories and things like that. But, like, Mac was always just so happy-go-lucky. Yeah. You could feel it through the music.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Let's see. What's the craziest color your hair has ever been? And are there pictures?
Oh, yes. So, the craziest color my hair has ever been was green.
Green?
Yes.
That's the one color I haven't done yet.
Okay, well, mine was an accident.
Oh.
It was my second year at college, and me and my friends were like, we should dye our hair in the dorms. You know, a normal idea.
Normal Tuesday night.
And so, I wanted to go blue. But I wanted to do just, like, highlights of it. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to do, like, the underneath layer of my hair and then do, like, some blue throughout. And so one thing about me is I box dye my hair. And I was box dyeing my hair at this time. So my hair has red box dye in it and dark brown box dye with a red base. So my friends are bleaching my hair, which also none of us are cosmetology students. Like,
right.
I'm a music business major. One of us was a nurse. Like, we had no business doing this.
Yeah.
And so we have splat hair dye. And
Not
so
splat.
And so they bleached my hair, and I can't see it. I have so much hair, it's like behind my head too. And it was orange, and it was patchy. Because again, not professionals. And so when you put the blue over it, it turns green.
Right.
And so I like get back to my dorm that night, because I'm at their dorm. I get back to my dorm, and I'm like looking in the mirror, and I'm like, maybe this will get bluer overnight or something. Like, we're just really hoping for the best.
Yeah.
No, I had green hair, and like my head looked a mess. And so I wore a hat for 2 days until I could get to the salon and like get it redone. But in the 2 days that I had green hair, I ended up meeting Nick Jonas. And it was mortifying. It was mortifying. I mean, I will say, like, I wore it confidently.
Good, as you should.
But, man. I mean, I'm a Joe girl.
I was a Nick girl.
Yeah, but, yeah, I met Nick Jonas with green hair. That was tough.
Mine was just blue. I love my blue hair.
Blue hair's fun.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Nowadays probably green. Like those pieces that are still blue. But yeah.
I've always wanted to go like Lava Girl, hot pink, like full head.
Me too.
But I'm too like nervous and like I don't really like bleaching my hair.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to do it.
I
I'll
know.
probably do it at some point.
You know that was her real hair? It wasn't a wig.
That's so fire.
Yeah.
And it just looked so good.
It looked so good.
Especially because it looked like natural with like the curls and like even the frizz, and it just like looked.
And it was her real hair.
Lava Girl's such an icon.
Love Lava Girl.
Such an icon.
Love. Oh, this one's really cute. It says, introduce yourself without using your name. Where you're from, things that make you feel noticed, what you do.
I don't know. I really like being told that I'm funny.
Yeah.
That, like, makes me feel good.
Just make me feel.
Because I like to make other people feel good. And I love making people laugh. So it's just, like, it's nice. Someone's like, you're so funny. I'm like, oh, thanks.
You're so sweet. I love me, obviously. So my favorite...
I love you, too.
I love you and me. And Billy. But my favorite compliment is when people compliment my smile.
You do have a very nice smile.
That's such a winner for me. I melt every time someone says that.
I do like your smile. So I have questions for you.
Okay.
This popped up on my TikTok, and it's called Cowboy Slang.
Okay.
And so I wanted to see if you knew these and if you could tell me what they mean.
Okay.
I have the answers.
Okay.
I'm
nervous. I probably won't know any of them.
The first one's eating irons.
Eating irons?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't have a guess
Silverware.
Eating irons.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I've never heard that in my life.
We're gonna start using these
Yeah.
probably.
Can you pass me that eating iron, please?
Eating irons.
Okay.
Pop your corn.
Pop your corn?
Yeah, pop your corn.
Is that like popping somebody's bubble?
Mm-mm.
Like, no?
Speak your mind. It's like, I guess
it
like
could
pop
be.
off king.
Yeah,
Use like
pop your corn, sis. Okay.
Air in the lungs.
Air in the lungs?
Like Aaron, like airing.
Airing.
The lungs.
Airing the lungs. Are you like blowing smoke, like you're telling a story or something?
You're cussing.
Oh. Air in the lungs.
You're air in the lungs.
Huh.
And it has examples below.
Okay.
It said, did you see Larry's last email? Boy, was he air in the lungs. You better hope HR don't see that.
I've never heard any of these.
Do Cowboys have HR? I can't imagine how busy that department is.
No.
This one's easy. Pray tell.
Pray tell?
Yeah.
Like, you just want them to tell you what they're saying?
Yeah, like, tell me.
Tell me about it. Yeah. How Southern is Bekkah actually?
Persnickety.
Persnickety? Oh, that's when they're stuck up, right? Like, they're, like, persnickety about it. Like, they're turn their nose up, kind of.
Yeah, it says picky.
Yeah.
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 You know,
I knew that one.
Don't even ask me about it. My mom is so persnickety about what I wear.
Yeah.
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 Apple pie order.
Apple pie order.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's in tip-top shape.
Apple pie order.
This one says piddle.
Piddle. Oh, when they're just farting around.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they're just like, they're not doing it. They're just piddling.
That's not what piddle means in my universe.
What is yours?
Peeing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. No, yeah, piddle means when they're like just like half doing something. Like they're just
Yep.
piddling around.
Around. They're selling a t-shirt that says "Pop your corn, girl."
I want it. I want it.
I'm bookmarking. Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle.
Tricked.
Well, I straight up got hornswoggled. This is not a real first edition Holo Jim's Charizard or Pokemon card. It's just some knockoff. Hornswoggle. Pop your corn.
That's right, girl. Pop your corn. That's the next slide. They really are. They're harping on pop your corn over here.
I love pop your corn. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I think that's all the Cowboy Slang for us. That's those are some deep cuts.
Dude, pop your corn.
Pop your corn, girl.
Pop your corn, girl. I'm going to start
saying that. Yeah. Excessively, probably for the next 2 weeks. This is going to become my personality for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. You heard me say You've heard me say period. No. Pop your corn, girl.
Pop your corn.
Pop your corn. No agenda, just vibes.
No agenda, just vibes.
And remember, pop your corn, girl.
We'll see you next week
on Cowgirl Meets Yankee. Yeehaw!